What is going on, people? I actually completely forgot that I had this recording and I never uploaded it. This is the Wonder Battles between us and FW versus CU, V2V, and their, or what do they call, Union 8, I believe is what their family is called. This was like 2 weeks back, and I completely forgot about this. Now, there was a bunch of trash talking and stuff like that before it, during it, after it. Now, trash talking to me, it just comes and goes, so I kind of brushed it off. But I was reminded by a couple of people today, funny enough. So here was the plan. Us and FW had no plan. We were just like, okay, I guess we're just gonna fight. I guess we ain't got no plan. Now let me introduce you here to Regan. Now we all know a person like Regan. You all know which one I'm talking about. The one that's always looking for attention, never really rallies the forts or anything like that, so they rely on others to do their bidding and treats the game more like a social media type of thing, you know, looking for the likes, the comments, you know, stuff like that, like, you know, like a YouTuber would. This is her account right now. You won't see her rally any fort or be in any fort taking a rally because she doesn't really do that. She just sends messages, and yeah. Either way, now here we are taking the first rally versus V2V, which is part of their little family, and they start spamming me. Now, this is why you want to start spamming people, and a lot, right? Because I'm over here getting spammed, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of troop types they're sending. Now, it doesn't really help that I was on an emulator. If I was on my phone, this would have been much better, but I couldn't find it. It was lagging too much. I was like, well, I guess I'm just not gonna know what's coming, and I didn't know what's coming. Fortunately for me, though, we were able to take it. I believe they only had like 3 million. Yeah, they only had like 3 million troops. So if they were full, they probably do win. Because I was in range phalanx, and I believe they sent completely infantry. So listen, one troop type blast on a fort that has mixed has a very high chance of winning, even when you counter the phalanx. Like one troop type blast, especially with 4 million troops, is insanely strong. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be going up against people that are much higher like gear level, etc. than you. Keep that in mind. Just send one troop type, and most likely than not, you'll be good. Now on that one, we actually messed up. The one that just happened, that was carpeted without me wanting to be carpeted, and unfortunately I did not switch over to my cavalry gear before I hit. So just imagine how badly that would have looked if I did have my cavalry gear. Oh my goodness. That was also a hit against a mythic champion guy from V2V, so just imagine. Now of course this is me going for the base. At this point we were just resetting the forts. We didn't really care. If you really think about it, us and FW, we were at a disadvantage because they have multiple champion guys, they had mythic champion guys, and they had a family backing them. So we were always in the disadvantage. But if we could get some kills, and if we can get the forts reset over and over, maybe we can whittle them down. And here's the first hit in the base, and we do take it over. And that I believe this hit was actually pretty damn good. But yeah, to give you more of the backstory, you guys can watch what's going on in the background here. But if y'all remember, I uploaded a video during our first Wonder Battles against CU and their family, etc. And I think we were fairly new to the kingdom then, and I was just showing the hits, etc. And just a normal video. And apparently CU, well, not CU, specifically Regan, take offense somehow, for some reason, that video was uploaded, because again, she wants to always look good. She wants their guild to always look good. So if you upload something that doesn't make them look good, then she's not gonna have it, right? Now after that, somebody, I'm not gonna tell you I know who it was, but somehow it started getting very personal. Like, people were throwing jabs at each other, like personal lives type of stuff, and I was just like, yo, that's a little crazy. Like, y'all going a little overboard. And that's where all these issues came about. Now, when this Wonder Battle started going on. After I was, they said that I only upload the good hits. Guess what they started to do? Specifically Regan. She started to upload only the good hits, only the good things to her little line chat base, or whatever you want to call it. Now, does that make her a little bit of a hypocrite? Yeah, just a little bit. But don't tell her that. She's gonna have a defense for that. But at the end of the day, it was us and FW barely communicating against their family of guilds. I guess, what is it, like 3 or 4 guilds that they got here. And yeah, they were going for the base there. And FW was able to go ahead and hold that rally. It was down to the last 5 minutes. They also had another rally from V2V ready to launch. But once that started launching and going, Zeror canceled the rally for whatever reason. Maybe he just knew that he wasn't going to win. I don't know. But again, we went into these Wonder Battles with no real plan. Like, did we care that we get a fort? Not necessarily. Did we care if FW got a fort? Not necessarily. But our goal was just to fight. Now, of course, they're going to say, well, you got nothing. K got nothing. But we didn't set out to get anything. We just set out to make sure y'all didn't get as much as possible. Your whole family of guilds. And when one guild and then another random guild that aren't really like family or anything like that beats your family, I don't know, that doesn't bode well for you. Anyway, back to the actual gameplay. I started to learn from my mistakes earlier, where I was being just scout bombed, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep going all the way down, and that way I can see exactly when it's coming, what's coming, and all the scouts before and all the attacks are not gonna matter. So at this point, keep in mind that at this point, this is like hours and hours after it actually started, and looks like CU is running out of troops. They cannot fill rallies anymore. Take a look at what they actually sent. Like, they sent 2.4 million troops against 4 million. Now, if that was a full rally, that probably would have hurt, but they are barely filling half the rallies. First of all, I don't even know why that would even like launch. Maybe they didn't want to cancel or whatever. I don't know. But either way, I was like, okay, they're only sending 2.4 million? What's going on there? I have no idea. Now, again, the same thing is happening. I'm getting spammed. And this time, I'm going to go with a different strategy, right? Once it starts launching, I'm going to go ahead and port over maybe a couple squares out. And then that's going to take all of those attacks out. And then once that launch, and look, I'm able to see exactly what's coming. Ancient Drake Riders. Now this time they actually did feel a little bit better. It looks like they were they had like 3.6 or something like that. I don't even remember exactly. And because they're able to fill it, I'm telling you, these spear rallies are amazing. They are amazing. Now take a look at this. It was 3.6 versus 3.7, so it was somewhat close. And we actually almost won, even though we had mixed troops. So technically we lost, but hey, not too bad, right? At least that's what somebody that only wants to show the positives would say, right? Now, of course, at this point, it's just getting super late, and looks like Woody is going to be, it's going to be in the fort trying to hold it. Now, this is their mythic champion, mythic cups, all of that good stuff. This is their rally leader, so they do not have a full fort in there again. So I don't know, like a guild as amazing as CU should be able to be filling, right? I mean, they're only good, right, Regan? Like where are your troops at though? Now I'm gonna go ahead and launch a spear rally, because again, spear rallies are just insane to try to defend. You have to be like way above the other person rallying, or just have the right troop composition to even try to take a rally like this, because let me tell you, spear rallies just freaking hurt, man. They hurt. Like if I was to go mixed on a fort that Woody was defending, I would not even get close. Like I would not get close because his gear, his heroes, probably his research is better, way better than mine. But these spear rallies let you beat people that you shouldn't be beating. And I mean, they have been here for a while, but it's just, if you haven't really been focusing on your one troop type gear, I suggest you start focusing on them because it lets you beat people in forts that you otherwise would not even come close to beating. Now at this point, I believe that Sky Fort is probably the only fort that's still open. And yeah, CU is still kind of struggling to fill the rallies, and I've adjusted. I can see now that scrolling all the way to the bottom is probably the best bet. They're sending infantry again, so I go cavalry, and they carpeted that rally. So that probably wouldn't have been great if I don't switch over to cavalry and I notice what they were sending earlier. But yeah, they probably would have won this one if they would have carpeted a little faster. But then again, they are not even getting 3 million troops, so they're really struggling right now. They what was it, like a 2.4 million rally, 2.8. They randomly filled one, but then they went back down to 2.8 again. So at this point, them and their families, they're kind of struggling for troops. They can't figure it out. But actually, they do figure it out, because next thing I know, they go from 2.4 to 2.8, and then check this out. Another good way of spamming the fort. I was like, oh. They started attacking after it launched, which made it much more difficult. So that was actually really good on their part. And I couldn't see exactly what was coming, so I just had to guess. I was like, okay, well, they've been sending infantry. Let's go cavalry, and I guessed wrong, unfortunately. So they sent 3.6 through my 3.7, and unfortunately they sent ranged. I guessed wrong, but that was because of their spamming that really got that win for them. But I started to wonder, okay, how do you go from 2.8 to almost a full rally? And I started wondering, oh, hold on, Zero was in V2V, why is he in CU now? What happened? And then I started looking at their diplomacy board. Oh, T1S, V2V. Oh, they needed to start getting people from their other family guilds to fill their rallies. Gotcha. I bet you they didn't really say anything about that. You know, they didn't really say anything about that because, you know, you can only show the good things. Anyway, with all that aside, right? I just want to say this. When this game gets to that level where it gets like super personal and people are attacking each other, etc., it's really funny because people will accuse others of doing something that they do themselves. Like, for instance, Regan accusing me of only showing the positives, when if you go over to her post, what do you see? Only the positives. Guess what? They'll probably make a YouTube channel, and guess what they'll show? Only the positives. So let's be honest with each other here, right? If you're gonna show something, usually, especially to your base, whether that's YouTube, whether that's your little line chat community, whatever it is, you're only gonna show your victories. As a matter of fact, even though they had their family guilds here, right? And they only, as a family, they only got 2 fort, which was this one. CU got Lunar, and Frozen was taken by V2V. They lost all other forts. Guess what she posted? Oh, K got nothing, so in the end, that's a victory for her. Let's get real. Get out of here. You lost. Take that L and migrate out the kingdom. Bye!